Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another pre-market watch list here this morning. So all in all, pretty excited about today and pretty excited about today's trading. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the overall market is actually down pretty big so far here today. So we're going to show you that. Hold on, I'm getting some stuff organized here on my computer screen. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to show you some of the stuff, some of the stocks that we're looking at. But today so far seems like a pretty good day for trading. It almost seems like we're starting off a little slow, but I think that's because it appears that the market's kind of down a little bit. So I think that might be kind of playing a little bit of effect and a little bit of a role on there. So we're going to go ahead, start looking at some of these stocks, start showing you my screen and go from there, okay? 1 second and hide that guy. And now we are good to go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning from South Carolina. Joel, Yuri, Mr. J, Joe, Scott. Good morning, guys. Familiar faces, definitely Scott, Joel, Joe, Yuri. Thanks for support. Thanks for being in all the time. So let's start with the market. Let's start with the SPY. I just always look at this. You guys can look at the Dow. You can look at anything you want, right? Just follow something, some ETF, whether it's the Dow Jones, the S&P. Follow something that follows the overall market at least. So I just tend to follow the SPY. That's what I like to use. Okay. So the other day. It was even on Sunday, I did the weekend watch list, right? And I mentioned that, the SPY is coming to test some pretty key levels here, right? I said that it was getting very close to, that it was getting very close to its trend line, right? And it's actually broken through that trend line this morning because the price dropped all the way down to, you can see it there, right? It broke through. The price dropped all the way down to 272 this morning. So it did, in fact, break through that trend line support that it had. I'm spying on the spies there, if you got me. All right, so good morning, everybody. Thank you again for joining in. Right, we can see this here. We can see that, on the yearly chart, this is looking at a 1-year time frame, that we had this support built up, this uptrend support line built up, and now we're breaking through that. So if in fact today the SPY does go red, that kind of confirms that we're probably starting a downtrend, okay? This is a pretty bearish sign. That's a pretty big gap down from 275 to 272 over the weekend. That's a pretty big gap down, right? Look at this candle. Break up, sold all the way back down. That's that candle right there, that's an extremely bearish candle because that thing went all the way up and came all the way back down. That's a bearish signal, right? So definitely have a bearish outlook on the overall market. What this is going to do for me is allow me to trade TVIX or UVXY to the up or downside. Some people don't like trading these because they're too volatile, they feel, and they're too hard to track and know which way they're going to go. So yeah, if you think that they are too hard to follow, too hard to figure out a direction, then by all means stay away from them. You only want to trade what you feel comfortable trading. So if you're not comfortable trading TVIX and UVXY, that's completely fine. But do understand that the market did gap down this morning, or the SPY did at least. There are some other stocks that are following, right? Facebook is down. Facebook is gapping down this morning. Apple is gapping down this morning. Probably Amazon as well. Amazon's gapping down this morning. What other big names is it? Microsoft. What's Microsoft? Microsoft's gapping down. Google's gapping down. Right. So, all these big blue chip stocks are gapping down, which is kind of telling you that, they follow the market. So whether or not you choose to actually whether or not you choose to actually trade TVIX or UVXY, just know that they are in fact, whether or not you choose to trade them or not, just know that when the market's coming down, you can expect some of these blue chip stocks to do the same. All right. So whether or not you're going to trade them is completely irrelevant. It's good to know where the market stands either way. DXR. Here's another stock. DXR, we know this is one that got a little crazy last week, went from $4 to $21 and back down and back up, and now it's down again. And so it's had a crazy ride these past couple days. Okay, well, keep this on your watch list. I mentioned keeping this on the watch list over the weekend was because if DXR does in fact start to come back up again and it starts to curl back up, we could see short sellers cover their position and really start making the stock squeeze. I don't know how many of you are familiar with short squeezes and how they work, and when we may see short squeezes, but I'm saying keep DXR on your watch list today, tomorrow, and in the coming days, because there will most likely be a short squeeze of $2, $3 a share. And if your timing is right, you can get in on a good move. Just have to make sure that your timing is right on that, of course. And then 1 second, because I want to look here. I just want to make sure that DXR is not on SSR. Here's another thing, guys. You guys can go to NASDAQtrader.com to short sale circuit breaker. You can Google SSR list. This is a good list to have up during your trading day. It's called a short sale restriction list. Basically, to put it in simplest terms, once stocks have gotten short sold too much, they'll be put on a short sale restriction list. And this is basically a list of all the stocks you can no longer short right now until they're removed from this list. It could last a day, it could last 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, etc. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's something good to have up. Like RKDA is on a short sale restriction. DELT, IDXG, a lot of these are on short sale restriction. Okay, it's a good thing to keep up. So keeping DXR on our watch list here for possible squeeze in these following days. Hold on. I think I should talk about AMTX because I know a lot of you might be curious. AMTX was a quick pump up on news. It dumped out. Oh, damn it. It dumped out before the end of the day, and now it's starting to roll over pre-market. This will mostly die out and be completely pointless to trade for the day unless you're shorting it, maybe. But definitely be cautious of trading AMTX because it's gapping down this morning and it's probably not going to hold. Okay. Or yeah, sorry, John. Yeah, you can only sorry. If a stock is on a short sale restriction, you can only short them on an uptick. Yeah, John. John's completely correct about that. I did forget to mention that. But again, it's not necessarily easy to do that. Basically, you're trying to short against the trend, which is just not. It's stupid. Yeah, AMTX. I mean, again, like I said, this was a penny stock that got pumped up on news on Friday, and it crashed before the end of the day. It's now rolling over pre-market. This will most likely go red on the day. So if you are holding this, be very, very concerned and very cautious. I will look at Journ because there's a lot of people talking about it. So far this morning, Journ, GERN, this stock right here has 450,000 shares of volume traded so far this morning. So it's actively being traded. All right. Know that this is actively being traded right now. It went from, what is that? Like $3, let's say about $3 from Friday to a high of 530 this morning. Quick pump. It's dumping out. It's almost reclaimed its whole move this morning. So chances are this is going to be pretty choppy. This will most likely just trade back and forth when the market opens. I don't really foresee there being a big push or a big drop, right? Because let's read the news. I know that it looks like there was earnings after market Friday. So yeah, there is some press releases about some reports on their earnings, some EPS earnings. It's saying they missed their sales goal by about $80,000. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. This is not to be trusted right now. Definitely not. They're missing their sales by 80,000. You know, it's a little wishy-washy for me. I don't quite. There's a lot to wrap your head around with it so far this morning. So for GERN, step back for a second. It's at a 52-week high. People were this thing's up really, really big. It's up really, really big past 52-week high. The stock is a little extended. I think there was a little bit of hype buying up for this earnings report, which didn't really go all that well. And you can see, right? I mean, let's see. If it were really, really that good, this pump would have lasted, right? This would have held, but it didn't. It went up and it came down. So that already tells you that, you know, it already tells you that this price was too high, this price was too high, this price was too high, too high, too high, too high, too high, and you know, now we're coming to some area where we might slow down. But all that told you right there was that this was too high of a price. At these price points, the stock was way too high for investors to want to hold on. Right? Right here, the selling pressure may stop because this may be a price point at which the stock probably should be at. Okay. So not really crazy about Journ. I really don't think it's going to have that great of a day. So let's look at NVCN. Right, again, I only trade things that look good to trade. So NVCN, holy cow, what happened to this thing? Oh my goodness. Yeah, NVCN would not trade this. I mean, it's got some volume, but I mean, it's now now a 15-cent stock, right? I mean, it's up quite a bit. It's up 56%. I mean, this is the way I look at it. NVCN's been on a downtrend for the past couple months. It was a $2, it was a legitimate penny stock. Something really, really bad must have happened because it's gone from $2 all the way to 12 cents. That right there is already telling you there's some red flags, right? This right there from $2, the stock was $2 up here. And now it's worth 12 cents, 10 cents. That's a major red flag right now. And that's telling me that chances are I don't want to invest in this company. I may want to trade it here and there, actively trade it, but that's about it. And even so, you know, even so, you got to be cautious trading stocks that are this low on price. I will talk about KLDX so some of you guys don't get faked out this morning. All right, ready? Right now the price is at 238. So price is basically right here. If you look at the news on KLDX this morning, it has talks of a buyout. So you have Hecla. So a different company by the name of Hecla is to acquire Klondex for a price of, where'd it go? It's like they changed it. What? Where'd it go? It's here. I know it's here. Is it right here? Here you go. So if you read a headline at 340, Klondex shares surge 68% pre-bell, that one on Thinkorswim, it'll go to tell you that Hecla will acquire Klondex for $2.47 per share. Okay, so this is it's basically telling you that soon this company, if it hasn't already, is going to be bought out for $2.47 a share, and the price is at about $2.30. So right now it's where it should be. Okay, if the company Klondex is going to be acquired for $2.47 a share, bought out, that's where the price should be for that stock, this company, and that's basically where it's at. So don't expect too much movement out of this. This will basically be a pointless stock to watch today. So, okay. So again, I don't follow Jern, right? I don't follow Jern. Like the gentleman here, David, there may be some things like, new drug updates, new things that are coming out that, and that's a big thing, right? That's a big thing. A lot of times traders and investors will start buying in anticipation that there will be good news on some of their clinical trials, some of their drugs that may be coming to the market, right? So people buy in anticipation for good news sometimes, which can work out really well, but can also be extremely detrimental to an account. Because if you're wrong and it gaps down in the morning when you're swing trading, you're in for a really negative ride. Okay. So today's a little back and forth. Okay, so let's just recap here. We have the SPY's gapping down, so I'm gonna watch TVIX, UBXY. I will keep my eyes on RKDA just in case. I'm gonna keep my eyes on DXR today just in case. I will watch Jern just in case, but I'm really not that crazy about it, to be honest. There's not really anything I'm really crazy about yet. There's a nice stock. HRTX up pretty big, up 35% this morning. I might watch this. That's kind of interesting. So again, right? So today it's kind of one of those iffy days, right? For the past couple of weeks, we've had things like DXR, we've had RKDA, we've had YTN, we had SPEX, then we just had AMTX. So, we've had these nice runners, these nice easy watch list days, and they're not going to always be like that. So for this morning, the watch list is kind of a variety. We have some ETFs with the overall market. Then we're going to focus on some higher price stocks and then maybe a few lower price ones. So for those that are maybe tuning in late, RKDA, DXR, UVXY, TVIX. What's the other one? You can watch GERN, HRTX. So there's a lot because just not too sure how this day is going to work out. So I'm keeping my watch list kind of dispersed. And once I see something that I like, then I'll take the trade. Okay. Oh, that's, you know what, that's something I will mention. And I honestly, I would sell AMTX if I were holding right now. I will do a video on some of the steel. Keep your eyes on steel companies too, like X, USS Steel, right? Keep your eyes on some of those because there's a lot of volatility and a lot of volume in that market right now with the tariffs Trump plans to impose and some of the politics going on right now. So that's also another market to keep your eye on. So other than that, that's all I got for you guys, right? So stay tuned. We'll have some more videos coming as always. And then tomorrow morning, we'll see you for another watch list. Other than that, you guys stay green. Have a good day. All the links are in the description of this video below to join our Facebook group where we send out a little recap watch list every day. The link to our website where you can join into any of our trading courses, our trading room, and our trading team. You can also register for a free account on our website to get put on our like daily watch list email, where we'll just email you a quick little watch list every morning that may be a little bit different than the video and the stocks you're seeing on the video right now. But everything to stay in touch and linked in with me and Boiler Room Trading and our trading team is all in the description below. So check that out before you head out. And then I'll see you guys all tomorrow morning for another watch list. All righty. So take care and have a good day.